You're watching Cheery TV.
Howdy everybody, and welcome back to oh shit, there's a boar. Oh wow, okay, I'm fine. To Stranded Deep, in conversation, where we chat about many things, today specifically, about my luck. A whole bunch of fun stuff to talk about today, like this friggin' creep. I'm also recording, and I'm playing and talking at the same time. I've sort of kicked that habit, but also I've been bringing it back after the board disappeared, every now and again. And today I was a little busy earlier in the day, so I didn't have much time to actually record the audio and then play the game. So you're gonna get a bit of both, which means neither one's gonna be good. It's like Francine playing the drums and singing at the same time. Don't work out. If you guys watched Arthur, you'll get that reference. But yeah, hope you're all doing well. No This Week in Retail this week, mainly because a lot of the stories I have for this week are based on the topic for today. Like, they sort of mend into the topic pretty well. So we're just gonna jump straight into the next topic. I don't really want to kill that guy. He's just a little cutie patootie. And I can't bring him on my boat. I wasn't talking before. Do you know how sad I was cutting into that shark? I felt so miserable. I was so happy to have my army of, oh my god, my army of friends. But at least the farmers were able to stick around. You know, our farmer snakes, they're still here. You know, and I respect that. I guess that's kind of, does that count as bad luck, or is that just me being stupid? I feel like a lot of situations that I'm going to be talking about are either just me being smarter than usual or me being stupider than usual. But I chalk everything up to luck anyway, because I never really feel like I'm doing anything in particular. Ow, you feck. What was that about, you space-dwelling boar bastard? I'm going to go on this rock instead. Oh my god, he's just flying. Okay, well, maybe we just, maybe I just go stand over here. I still have plenty of hunger. I don't have to worry too much about that right now. Can't get up here. This is my domain, bitch. Oh, I thought he did it. Okay, let's see. You know what? Come near me again. I dare you. I dare you to come over here. Huh? Yeah. I just want to look at you. Wow. Look at him go. So graceful. I could see, but I could totally see myself. Whoa! Dude, I could totally see myself bird watching. They all just start shitting on my binoculars. Okay, either way. Wow, beautiful. What am I talking about? My insane luck. Not necessarily bad luck. Oh, yes, because, yeah, I mean, they're stupider or smarter than I normally am. And I chalk it all up to luck, because I don't really purposely try to do much at all. So, pretty good. Sometimes I'll have intent to do something, and then I don't really act on the intent. I just sort of let the intent just walk me through what I'm going to be doing that day. And if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So, and again, with the whole point of calling it insane luck, it's not necessarily good luck. It's good or bad. There tends to be really lucky moments and horribly unlucky moments. But not horribly, just generally unlucky. I mean, I don't think there's anything catastrophically unlucky about me, other than, like, it hasn't happened in a while. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm gonna say it, but I'm not trying to jinx it or anything. But, like, with just general home problems, you know, like, there was a good span during the channel's life, actually, so some of you might know what I'm talking about. Our plumbing got messed up for a while because it was the cold or whatever, like, froze the pipes because they were done horribly. And then immediately after fixing that, or immediately before, I don't remember the whole chain of events, but, like, our power got messed up, our plumbing got messed up, everything just kind of got messed up back to back to back, which was incredibly annoying and just horrible. And I didn't have any control over that, so it wasn't like I did it. So it counts as my bad luck because it didn't really happen to me. It happened to me, but I didn't cause it. I feel like that is sort of the kicker when it comes to luck, because I don't really know what to put down for this. The only reason I'm talking about this is because of the dum-dum incident, which I'm going to get to in a moment. But it's just like, I don't really know what exactly to put, because there were some things that are clearly luck-based, and there's some things that I've done that I did that I don't know if that really counts. If you hear messages go off, it's just my friends trying to talk. It's cool. But, yeah, there's a lot of things that I have done that I technically influenced, so I don't know if that counts as good or bad luck. See what I mean by I can't fucking talk and play the game at the same time? It's been 5 minutes, I haven't done nothing. It's gonna be incredibly dull. I should have... If I'm sticking around, I'm not sticking around. I need to go, like, east or something. I don't know where I'm really trying to go. When I googled the potatoes, I kind of went on a little bit of a bigger spree, and apparently I'm supposed to be able to find, like a you're supposed to find, like, an aircraft carrier with, like, parts on it or something. So I'm trying to find that aircraft carrier. They said it's different for everybody, so I have truly no idea if I'm ever gonna get there. I made a shelter. I should probably just chill here for a little bit. But also, those boars are rude as hell. We have other stuff for a shelter. We'll just keep that there for whenever. Tree of anchor. Let's get out of here. I don't really... Where am I going? Sure, north. Why not? North it is. Yeah, spin this boat around. I thought making a huge boat was going to be such a good idea. It is the worst fucking idea I've ever had. This thing does not move. I should be chalking it up to the snakes that, for some reason, weigh millions of pounds, like those snakes from that one, was it Greek myth? Like not the basilisk. Unless it is the basilisk, in which case the basilisk. I'm going to say basilisk, just because I have no idea what else to say. I'm running low on fuel. I need to start getting some more fuel soon. But either way. Oh, they're pivoting us. They're pivoting us. Okay, snakes, you gotta go to the back of the boat. I know you guys are massive, and you guys are awesome. And I'm not losing you. You're my last friends. I contemplated it, but I'm not gonna do that. Not gonna happen. Blah, blah, blah. Spin this fucker around. There we go. Okay. But I haven't even talked about a single part of the topic. There's a speaking retail, everybody. There's the filler. So, I guess we can start with the good luck, and we're gonna get on with the main reason why I'm even talking about all this today, and that is because of our Dum Dum stream last Saturday. It was for Rankable, which is a series I do on this channel where it's basically just tier lists, but I have fun with it. It's good, and I like tier lists, and I wanted to do more, so I made it a series. So sue me. I try to make them fun, but obviously it's a tier list. Can't really do too much with it. Unless you go, like, all out. Which I did for the Dum Dum stream. I had a bag of Dum Dums, and I was going to try each flavor in person, so you guys can get my genuine, authentic reactions, which were incredibly boring, because it's lollipops. You can only go so far, or so wrong, with lollipops. However, something did grace that day that I will never forget, because there's no fucking way it will ever happen again. First of all, I got that bag with the intent, I had that bag with the intent of trying every flavor. So all 16, 17 if you include eating a mystery flavor, which was actually the first thing I did on the stream. I opened a mystery flavor, and I got a blue raspberry. I'm like, holy shit, that's insane. I think I mentioned when I opened that it's crazy, because normally I'll just get, like, the root beer one, like, back-to-back-to-back root beer. But I got a freaking blue raspberry on my first pull. It was pretty lucky, right? Yeah, pretty lucky, all things considered. Consider that in just like a vacuum, pretty damn lucky. And then I started trying some more flavors and stuff, and eventually got towards the end of the list, and I still had a couple of flavors I needed to try, which I believe was cream soda, it was lemon lime, and root beer float. And I haven't found any yet. And I looked through the bag. I'm like, okay, I found some cream soda ones, but where are the other two? I can't find the other two. I dug through the bag, found some more mystery flavors. I'm like, you know what? I tend to get root beer from the mystery flavor, so let's give it a go. Let's just open a few mysteries. Maybe we'll find a root beer. Probably it's unlikely, but given my past history with mystery flavors, I was expecting it. I opened one. This is my second one now. Blue raspberry. What the hell? That's insane. All right. Well, the third one, blue raspberry. What? How is this fucking possible? Okay. Well, fourth one. And at this point, it was either this point or the next point. I was like, if these next two or next one are blue raspberry, I'm just going to end the stream. Like, there's no way there is. And in my head, like, there's no way that that's what's going to happen. But if it does, I want it to be pretty dramatic. They were both blue raspberry. I drew 5 blue raspberries in a row. And at that point, I didn't know what to think, what to say, what to do. And I was speechless. And so I dumped out all the dum-dums to hunt down the last 2 flavors I needed. Because I was like, what the fuck? I can't believe there's in here. And to my surprise, those 2 flavors just weren't in the bag. And I'm like, what the hell? No lemon lime, no root beer? Like, root beer, I understand. Fuck root beer. No one wants that flavor anyway. The lemon lime wasn't in there? Like, that's such a surprise. So, okay, well, in order to maybe taste these flavors, I have to keep drawing mystery flavors. So I pulled out all the mystery flavors I could find in the bag, which wound up being more than I actually found initially. So ultimately, there were 27 mystery flavor dum-dums in that bag, which is a lot of dum-dums. Like, it's a lot. Like, out of the 227 of them were mystery flavor. That's awesome. I love the mystery flavor. Cause I love the little gamble you get whenever you open one. You're like, it could be anything. It could be something pretty cool. Or it could be nothing. You never know. It's a gamble. That's why it's fun. It's good fun. Why go to Vegas when you can open a bag of dum-dums? Have I been to this island before? It looks ransacked to high hell. Is that my shelter? Is that some in-game person? That's definitely an in-game thing. Huh. Cool. Oh, I definitely haven't been here. Oh, thanks for the axe, good sir. Very appreciative. Okay, but yeah, so I opened a few more. I found some cream sodas. I'm actually just gonna tell you, I from memory, what I remember pulling, and this could be wrong, I got 3 cream sodas. I got a grape. I got a pineapple. I got 2 lemon limes, so yippee, we got one of the flavors we needed. And then the other 15 that I opened after that were blue raspberry. Like, all kind of thrown into the mix. The entire rest of the mysteries were blue raspberry. 20 of the 27 were blue raspberry. And I didn't even find them all at first, so there were, like, still 4 or 5 more still in the bag after I, like, double checked and, like, putting them all away. I realized I missed a few. So I was like, okay, there's no way. Okay, thank God it was just a crab. There's no way these are going to be mystery flavor. The blue raspberry. There's no way there's going to be blue raspberry. All 4 of the ones I didn't get out of the bag initially were blue raspberry. 20 total of the 27. And I'm pretty sure I counted again. Like, I counted also, like, the blue raspberry ones that were just straight up blue raspberry. There were, like, 15 or 20. There were less regular blue raspberries in the bag than there were mystery flavored blue raspberries in the bag. It was less than 20. But it still made up almost a fifth of the entire bag of dum-dums. I had almost a fifth of a bag of blue raspberry dum-dums. And I don't know what to think there, because on one side of the spectrum, which is the right side, technically, it's good luck, because you got 40 blue raspberries. If you don't remember, if you guys didn't see the list, I put that in, like, the one right above the best, or below, the one right below the best. So I didn't quite breach to the top, and I was thinking about putting it to the top. I didn't after that, because that was ridiculous. I've never wanted that much blue raspberry in my life. You can also, again, it's a flavor I don't really go for anymore. I used to go for it a ton as a kid. Not so much anymore because it's just so strong. But I kept getting it. And I got it, and I got it, and I got it, and I got another, and another, and another. And it was just painful at that point. It genuinely hurt to exist. Because there was just so much raspberry. And I don't know what to think. That looks cool. I think it's just a rock. I need to go to bed in the game. I need another shelter. I'm just going to cut a fucking tree down with this axe. Free full axe. It's a huge day for me. But yeah, so it's just ridiculous. Also, for the bad side of the thing, I had a 200-piece bag of dum-dums, and not one was root beer. Which, again, could be good luck if I was doing it for just eating it. I was trying to taste every flavor so I can get a sense of which flavors were the best. I wanted to give each one their own fair chance. I couldn't because fate said, fuck that. Bad idea. Start over. And it was silly. It was just a very, very silly thing that happened. Because I've never experienced that before. Normally, I'll just get... I remember pointing out before any of this crazy shit happened that one of the worst cases of luck I had with Dum Dum, like the mystery ones, is where I would just get, like, I think I got like 3 root beer floats in a row in the mystery flavors. That was fucking nothing compared to the hell that I've brought upon myself just trying to eat every flavor. It's like they heard me say that and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, we'll never do that again. And they never gave me a fucking root beer float ever again, which is just hilarious, honestly, more than anything. So that took 16 minutes to get out, but ultimately it was a very, very funny thing, and I'm gonna do like a stream highlight of that. I don't know if this counts as bad luck, but I think it's just me being stupid. I sat here for like an hour because I accidentally recorded the first like 50 minutes of the stream, which I wasn't planning on using anything for. And then right after I ended that, this whole thing happened, which is just ridiculous. And so I sat here trying to record that with OBS. I like recorded the video with OBS. I sat here for like an hour waiting for it to finish recording. And once it was done, I then closed it and I go back to like the channel page. And I realized there was just a fucking button to download your streams. Could have just downloaded the entire time. It would have been grand. Oop, I'm getting a call. I'll be right back, everybody. Okay. Apologies for that, everybody. I have no idea where we left off. So I'm just going to keep going with the conversation here. I'm just going to go with the next point. Which is... oh my god, this is just ridiculous. Okay, again, I don't know if this counts as good or bad luck. I kind of just threw it into good luck because it ended well, but it was a very weird situation. So, I have, for reasons unrelied, unbeknownst, unresigned, unsmithered to me, I have National Geographic magazines just coming to my door, and I don't know why. Like, the only thing I could think is because there was one time when I went to like one of those like a shop in a mall, and they were like, "Oh hey, would you like to sign up for 3 free magazines?" And I literally was like, "I like National Geographic," and I guess that was all they needed because I don't. As far as I'm concerned, I didn't put any extra information in. I literally was just like, I think I circled National Geographic on a piece of paper, and then bada bing, bada boom. There were some magazines coming my way ever since. And I've been like, okay. I didn't give them any information, so I imagine it's just going to stop at 3. No. They kept coming. And I'm like, oh. Okay, I mean, I guess. It's whatever. I'll take it. It's free magazines, right? Apparently, they were not free magazines. Which is the obvious fucking... Like, it's like, no shit, Sherlock. They're not free magazines. You're an idiot for thinking they would be. And yeah, I completely agree with my own statement there. Spoiled. I completely agree. I should have known, like, off rip, that they were not free magazines. But it was like, I don't fucking know. They didn't say I would be paying for more. They just said, you want free magazines? Like, circle some. I'm like, okay. And I only really wanted the National Geographic, if any. So I was like, you know what? If they're offering free magazines, I'm not going to say no, I guess. Should have said no. Hindsight, very much so 180. Not 2020, it is 180. Because whatever you think you should do, don't. That's basically all I have to say about hindsight. I've put away all my cutting gear, except for that. I'm not going to waste that on some stupid stuff. But yeah, so... because as it turns out, yesterday, I was looking at my good old bank account. I have... Oh, does it matter if I tell you what bank I have? I'm not going to say what bank I have out of principle, but I have a bank with an app that lets me see all of my things on it, which I'm sure is all of them, but it's cool because I never really did bank stuff before, so when they mentioned that, I was like, oh, that's awesome, because otherwise I'd have to like constantly go to like an ATM and be like, view balance before I did anything, which is just annoying. It's just annoying. You know, more than anything, it's really just annoying. I would hope that if I sleep right now, I don't just die of dehydration. But yeah, so I look at my app and I'm like, oh, okay. Every time I go on there, it immediately shows me a balance. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to assume it's gonna be pretty. I always assume I'm gonna have a little bit less than I tend to, because I always just whenever I buy stuff, I always overvalue what I'm buying. So that way, when I look at my bank, I'm like, oh, okay, I have some more money than I was expecting in my account. This is pretty dope. This time though, I was dead on. I was I think I'll have a little under this much, and then I look at it and I'm like, oh, I have a little under this much. Not too surprisingly, I've been getting pretty good at guessing, rough estimating, just numbers of just about anything. If I'm being honest, because I'm kind of just cool like that. Oh, it all stayed on the ship. Okay, let's just there we go. That's easy. But yeah, I was like, that's odd. I'm not surprised, but I'm like, huh, interesting. So I was like, okay, let me just check my statements and everything. And I notice a charge for TME magazine. And I'm like, Time magazine? I definitely do not have a Time magazine subscription. Oh. And then it hits me. What probably happened on that glorious day at the mall was they already rang me up for something, and then when they asked me if I wanted that, they just added that as a charge on the transaction without making it clear at all that that's what was happening. This has happened to me before with worse things, by the way. Mainly, one time I went to Marshall's, and they were like, you want a Marshall's Club card? Which they didn't specify to me until I basically gave them all the information. I started giving them information that it was a credit card. I was basically signing up for a Marshall's credit card without knowing, and I didn't really get any bells ringing until they asked you for my social security number, but I still gave it to them like a psycho idiot. And then once I'm done, my sister's like, do you know what you just did? I'm like, I don't, and I hate it, and I fucking hate this. I am so upset. And eventually, they went in there with me, sort of just being like, he didn't want this. Get him off of it. My light just fell. But they were like, oh, well, it's already been submitted, so eventually you can just call and say, hey, don't do that. To which I did. And they didn't do it. It was great. It was awesome. But I was just, I'm just very stupid, alright? I'm not the smartest tool in the shed, especially when it comes to anything. So, it was kind of just a no-brainer that eventually I would wind up getting charged some bullshit that I didn't expect. And I'm going to say it. It was $65. I think they put a yearly subscription on me. And the thing is, though, I'm pretty sure I did this 2 years ago, so I probably have a different $65 charge from Time magazine that I just didn't realize because I didn't look at my account that week, and I was like, oh shit, I'm a lot more broke than I thought I was. It was just so bizarre, if that's the right word to use, which I'm sure it is, because it was weird, which is a synonym, so suck it. It was strange to see, and I was like, okay, well, I don't want these. They've been cool to get, but I literally haven't been looking at a single goddamn one of these since I got them. The only one who really has been looking at it has been my my older brother. So I mean, it's not like we have some. It's not even like he reads through every page. Magazines are very much so a look around in it for a couple minutes, find 2 cool pages, read those pages, and then put the magazine down for the rest of your life. That's basically how magazines are and always will be, at least to me, but also to the rest of the world, I'm sure. So I don't really want this subscription, so I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to call them and get it canceled. I'm at work at this point in time. I'm at work. This was literally just yesterday. I'm at work, and I'm like, okay, I need to cancel this. So I call, and I'm immediately addressed by one of those automatic voicemail thingies. Voice messages, not voicemail. And they're like, I'm like, okay, fuck it, if we're gonna be doing this, we'll just do it. Sure, this is how they want to do this. I don't care. I just want it canceled. And they go over program after program after program. Like, oh, well, don't cancel. What if we extend the deadline And then if you cancel, like, no, I just want to cancel. Well, what if we put you onto a monthly subscription instead? So you're only paying $3 a month for it. No, I don't want that. And even then, $3 a month does not add up to the $65 I was charged. It's basically, I say, I just paid for 2 years of magazines right now, which is ridiculous. And I'm just like, okay, well, this is nothing that I was expecting or wanted. Just cancel it. And they're like, okay, well, we can cancel all future ones. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, yeah. But I'm also like, wait, does that include the one I was just charged? I don't know. So I literally hung up, fully expecting to just call again and hope to God that I can just ask them for like a person. Because I had no idea what the hell the message was talking about. But I'm like, wait a second. What if I extend the deadline? Because it says you can't get a full refund until you up to a certain day, which was literally the next day, yesterday. It's like the deadline was April 30th to get a full refund, and I was charged, I think, on April 30th or May 1st. I can't remember. Which is just like, just fuck you. By the way, Time Magazine, your last day to possibly deny this is the day we charge you. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's not how business should be ran. But they're like, okay. I remembered in the voice message lady was like, hey, if we can extend it to June, and then you can cancel anytime before June for full refund, so we can still have a couple more months of magazine. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. And then I immediately hung up, called again, and asked the voice message thing to just cancel my subscription, and which I assume was going to mean a full refund. But just to make sure, I double checked and actually got on the phone with a person. And apparently, luckily, thank goodness I did this, because they were like, oh yeah, you canceled future ones with the voice message system. You didn't actually cancel the one you were charged. And I'm like, what the fuck is the point then? Because also, this is a rant mostly about just that fucking voice message system thing. It is the stupidest thing in the universe, because it asks all these questions in the most confusing roundabout ways of saying it. And then the one that I wound up choosing, they sounded so defeated. They were like the first two options, like, we have this great other method to what you want to do. Basically, if you want to cancel, we can just do a monthly subscription that's better. Or, hey, we can extend your deadline so you can still get more magazines. If you say no to both those things, they're just like, okay, well, we can cancel too, I guess. And I figured that meant I hit the jackpot. Get me off this thing. Apparently, maybe there was probably more after that to say you want to cancel the entire thing, including the current one. Because I only canceled the future ones. What's the fucking point of that? It blew my mind. So I called them and I'm like, hey, I want to make sure this is properly canceled. And they're like, it's not. I'm like, well, we'll cancel it, please. And they're like, okay. And then they did it. And so I got an email, and hopefully, sooner or later, that money's going back into my account. I don't know. Again, I don't know whether to call that good or bad luck. It's just ridiculous. Because after months and years, probably, of not remembering this thing, it happens, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta fix it. In which case, things don't get fixed, and only because I wanted to double check something did it actually go through. Normally, I don't double check shit. I've been trying to get better at that. But whenever I try to do something like proper, like important, I don't really ask questions. I kind of just I ask my main question, they answer that, and I'm like, okay, cool. Thanks. Like, I don't really ask follow-up questions. I started doing that. I'm trying to start doing that more. And luckily, I decided to do that for once, actually. Because otherwise, I would have continued to be paying Time Magazine. Which is just... Well, I wouldn't continue, but I would have paid him... I wouldn't have gotten my money back. Which is just so scummy. I don't know. It's very odd. Very odd business practice. But I understand. Magazines... No one fucking wants magazines, so you kind of have to just scam people into doing them. I get it. It makes sense. Don't get me wrong. I love looking at little pictures of animals and, like, reading about them. But I can also just go to, like, New York Times Zoo Edition, probably. I am stuck in a tree. No, okay. But yeah, it was just a stupid situation. But it all got figured out because I'm awesome. And I do chalk that up to luck because any other day I would not have called ahead or called afterwards just to be like, hey, just to confirm, this did happen, right? Like, this is the one time I'm like, oh yeah, let me just double check. And thank goodness I did. Very happy about that. So, I have a few more to talk about. A lot of them, again, relate to what happened in retail for me this past week. And this one was very interesting. one of my coworkers came up to me and was like, "Hey, our manager just texted me. Apparently there's these people going around stealing stuff. Well, they're not like robbed at gunpoint stealing stuff, like just stealing stuff in general, which isn't very epic." uh, and they showed us and they sent us a picture, and they're like, "Okay, yep." So you just be on the lookout because apparently they robbed a store of the same franchise pretty close by to where we were. And I shit you not, the moment they put the phone down and be like, "Let's keep an eye out," we both turned to go out the aisle, and those people from the exact picture walk past us in the main aisle of the store. And we both turned to each other. I'm like, "No fucking way! What? That's them." Man, they did it first. And I was like, "You gotta be kidding me, right?" Like, they're like, "Oh my god, it's them! It's them!" And they're making it so obvious. So, which is just the funniest fucking thing in the universe to me. So, they text our manager, "Hey, they're literally in the store right now," and our manager refusing to believe that's the case because they just warned us about this. Was like, "No, they're in the store over there. They were just. I just got the thing saying they were over there." Which, granted, on him, they probably only just got that message out. Probably happened a while ago at that point. Which was just so fucking funny. And ultimately, we walked around near them enough and asked them if they needed help enough that they were like, "Ah, fuck it, it's a bus. Let's just leave." They didn't take anything. We were just like, "Hey, we can help you. Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you?" And just bugging the shit out of them until they left, which was pretty fun. Not gonna lie, like knowing or at least hoping, doing something and expecting no repercussions is very fun. And the only repercussion from doing that was they would not steal our shit. Presumably. They could have easily pulled out a gun from under their shirt or whatever and shot us point blank. I don't know. But we didn't think so. We just given the situation, didn't really seem that way. But who knows? Again, we were told not to like tell them they were stealing. We aren't supposed to like confront them about it stealing. We were just like, "Hey, if you need help, we're here." And we just stuck around for a while, just being awesome employees, being super cool. Definitely deserve lots of raises in the future, but it was good. It was just a chill, easy time. Nothing bad happened. We didn't interact that much. We asked them a couple times, and then we just sort of hovered around, just making sure they both for them to see like, "Oh, we can help you at any point." But also for us, we're like, "We're watching you. We know you're gonna steal some shit. Don't do that." And then they didn't, and it was awesome. So good luck. I think that was pretty good. But also again, could be bad luck because someone immediately was like, the moment we're warned about this criminal, the criminal in question comes into our store. It's just really funny. A couple smaller ones. The whole, well, I say small. It was a big adventure. I made a whole freaking episode about it. The Eclipse episode that I talked about, my Eclipse adventure. That all panning out perfectly somehow, despite all of the weather basically saying, "Yeah, not gonna happen. You fucking wish you could see this really cool anomaly. This once in a lifetime thing that you spent days trying to figure out a good spot to actually see it." And then as the day went on, it turns out the weather was getting nicer and nicer. But then right as the eclipse was starting, it started getting worse in terms of the clouds. And then right as the total eclipse part happened, it basically bore a hole through the clouds, and you were able to see this fucking beautiful work of just... it was the most beautiful thing. I'm still taken aback by it. It's been like a month now. April 8th, I think, was the day it happened. It's been almost a month now, and I'm still just as taken aback. Not just as, but pretty taken aback. Like, it was so fucking beautiful, man. Like, I don't know. I feel weird hyping something up that much, but again, it's just one of those things that once you see it, it's stuck in your brain forever. I'm not gonna try to wrap it up, but we gotta go a little bit faster. I need to get going soon. This happened literally again just the other day. I ordered my sister and I some food from Uber Eats, just like some burger and shit, because we didn't really eat. We were doing some stuff. We were rearranging some stuff, which I'll get to in a moment. But someone, like we were just like, okay, we haven't eaten yet. Let's just get some food and call it a night, because we pretty much just finished what we were planning to do that day anyway. So I order some food, and Uber Eats is like, okay, well, we'll deliver your food pretty soon, which is never true. In this case, it was not. It was the exact same case. The lady who picks up our food, or chooses to go to pick up our food, I should say, gets chosen, and they're like, okay, Messiah, bring us our food. And a few minutes in, they text us, and well, me, and they're like, hey, it says that someone already picked up your food. Did you get your food? Do you still need me to go get it? And I'm like, dude, I didn't pick up my food. What? What are you talking? I've never heard anyone mention that before. In terms of Uber drivers and stuff, never heard anyone mention that in my entire life before. That someone else can just pick up your food, which I guess makes sense, but it's kind of funny. But then they're like, okay, give me a second. I'm gonna call customer service or whoever about it. I'm gonna get it figured out. And I'm like, cool, thank you. I was literally like, thanks, I appreciate it. And after like 10 minutes of them calling them, in quotation marks, they just canceled. And someone else got our order. Which I was also like, but what if my food's not there? Right? Over fine spirit. It's like Christmas. Wow. But yeah, it was just, we're like, okay, well, our food's not there though, so why would they give it to someone else? Apparently, the food was there all along because he drove there pretty quick. And then he got us our food pretty quick. Which just begs the question, the hell was that lady seeing? Because it was definitely there. So I have no idea what the hell was going on about that. And again, this could be in the bad luck pile of things to talk about. But, when I got my food, I opened my burger, and there were 2 patties on it. And it was just like, whoa, he's normally supposed to get 1 on that particular burger, and I got 2? Crazy. And my sister got a chicken sandwich, so it wasn't like they were cheated out of a double burger. They got a chicken one, I got a beef one. I was gonna get a chicken one, but I was like, I want to feel gross for today. I want a beef burger. And I couldn't have asked for a better thing, because I got double the food. Which is like, I wasted like an extra half hour of waiting. But I got my food. Pretty epic. Pretty cool. Very nice. I love that stuff. It was cool. I didn't really care that. I was confused why they just decided to say fuck it to the order. But, I wasn't that upset really. I still got our food at the end of the day. Another thing that is generally just pretty lucky is just the area that I live in. A lot of people are incredibly nice and offer to take me places, like to work specifically. Because otherwise, it's not like I can't go on my own. Like, I walk to work most days anyway. But on the occasion, people will be like, hey, I know you from where you work. You need a ride there? I assume you're walking there, right? I'm like, yep. And they're like, you want a ride? I'm like, yep. And it's great because they're awesome. They're really nice people. And again, there was only ever one situation where I went into someone's car and they were kind of weird about it. But they were weird about it with meaning in their heart anyway, because they were like, I'm a stranger. I could kill you right now. I'm not going to, because I'm a nice guy. But just saying, in any other situation, you're not supposed to trust strangers with getting into their car, because I could stop right here, I can kill you, or I could kidnap you and you never see your family again. I'm like, well, dude, chill the fuck out. I get it. Like, thanks, I understand. Why did you offer then? Like, you don't offer that to somebody only to be like, checkmate, douchebag. You are stupid for trusting me. Ha ha ha. Like, fuck off. Like, I get it, but fuck off. But yeah, it's really nice because it's a very. I wrote desolate landscape when I talked about it in the notes. It's not desolate. It's just very bare. Lots of farm. Not a whole lot of building or sidewalk. So it's just weird getting around. But it makes it easier when like maybe a third of the time, a quarter of the time, I get a ride, which is really nice. The last thing specifically in the good column I wrote down was the amount of times I've tried to rearrange furniture in my room and it fits just perfectly. Because this happens a lot. Because I change around my room a lot. Because I'm always thinking about different ways it can be rearranged and shit. The past year or so, year and a half, it's kind of been about the same. But things still do move around and change. Just Not some things have been set in a concrete space. Like my computer is now locked into this state of being in this part of the room, which I like it here. But everything else, it's pretty much subject to change. Sorry. And whenever I change it, it's usually pretty damn good, pretty damn nice. I'm actually pretty happy with it. It looks really nice whenever I do change it, and it always winds up fitting exactly right. Like when I brought these white cubes in to go with my black cube shelf. It fits just enough room where I get to put my trash can here and all my other stuff by my computer, while still having a little bit of room to put some stuff back down there. It's honestly, like, everything fits exactly how it should. Like, I have a nightstand thing right next to my couch, and the door is just able to open perfectly without getting stuck on the nightstand when I try to open it fully, which is just great. It's fantastic. It's awesome. Because otherwise, it opens very wide anyway, but being able to open the entire door without any trouble, very nice. Very happy about that. Just a lot of things, like closet stuff. I have a lot of stuff in my closet that just fits. A lot of stuff that actually just fits. And I don't really... I've started measuring more recently, but especially with, like, certain things, I'm like, oh yeah, it's going to fit. I just assume it's going to fit. And then I do it, and it fits. And I'm like, great, this is perfect. The first thing I have for the bad column is the amount of times I've tried to rearrange furniture in other places, and it just doesn't fit. And this happens way too much, and it's annoying as hell. Especially because I'm always like, I like organizing shit, I like rearranging stuff. And whenever, like, my sisters are like, hey, you want to help me rearrange my room? Or, hey, like, my mom's like, hey, you want to help rearrange the living room? I was like, fuck yeah, that's fun. I love doing that. Let's do it. And it is a painstaking process because I'm always like, oh, we can put it there and put that there and we can put that there. And then it starts going well until like the last piece of furniture or two where you're like, oh, shit. Because that's there now. It's kind of just not enough room to really fit there. Or it's going to like be a weird squeeze. It's going to be weird getting everyone around. It's horrible. Let's just go back and start over. It's like, fuck, man. The amount of times it happens. The amount of times it's happened too where things will be literally like parts of an inch too small or too long. Like, just barely not being able to fit. So annoying. It's terrible. And it just sucks, because I'm trying to do this thing, and it's like, hey, fuck you, buddy. You don't always get what you want, you know? Stupid. You're stupid for thinking you would get what you want. Go back to sleep, idiot. It's lame. It's just lame. Go to Snoopstown. But yeah, so trying to rearrange stuff never works out. If it does, it's very strange. Sometimes it works. Ooh, very bright for once. Didn't even sleep. Didn't even waste that much of my energy. Thanks, sleep. But yeah, the only other thing I really have written down that's kind of important to mention is for my brother's birthday. He and I are very big fans of Bionicle, like the old Lego series. He's a much bigger fan than I am, though. He knows a lot of the lore, a lot of the stuff, a lot of everything. I used to know a lot of it, but it's sort of faded for me. And I never really knew as much as he did anyway. He's very, very on board with that stuff, and I love that. I wish I was still, but there's just a lot more things in my brain. Not like I'm dissing him or anything. It's just I have a lot of other things that I've sort of like that, but I feel like I'm very like into a lot of things. He's into like a few things very well. Like he knows a lot of things in depth. I know a lot of. He knows less things than I do, but he knows them in a much broader depth. And I know a lot more things, but in a much lesser depth, if that makes sense. And I guess I'm not trying to diss him at all. I admire the fact that he can just know that much about anything, whatever it may be. But we haven't had Bionicles in a while, and then at one point my mom was cleaning out our room as kids, and she threw all of his away, which was a very big deal back then. We were very upset. He was very, very upset. And I realized, hey, eBay's got Bionicles, and I looked there, and I'm like, oh, they're cheaper than I expected. Which isn't a bad thing, because I just didn't realize how, like, I thought there would be, like, hundreds of dollars per character in certain sets like that. Like, the Toa and Nico is what I was looking at, which is, like, the Jowler, Matoro, which might not even make sense to most of you, because you don't even know the Bionicle stuff, but that was, like, that was the era that I remember the most, anyway, with Bionicle, because that was, like, It was just cool. Like 2008 or 9, I think it was. It was very cool. Very cool commercials and stuff. And it was just really nice. And also with Jawler specifically, and also Hookie at the same time, they are they're characters in a YouTube channel we still watch to this day actually, called Jawler Locoboat, which is just like the dude dicking around making like little stories with his bionicles and just like acting them out and having a fun time, and it's some of the most funny shit I've ever seen on the internet still to this day. He doesn't do it anymore, unfortunately. He did come out a few years ago now with Jawler 3, which is like a whole movie length, like 10-part series on this channel, which is awesome. It came out so beautifully and so funny after like a 6-year hiatus. He did that, and it was so cool because he went to college and stuff. He did stuff with his life, which is congrats to him. Hope he's doing great things now. But Jawler was always just such a great series. It's just about Jawler being stupid and doing dumb stuff every day, trying coffee, getting the swine flu, going to the eye doctor. It was just good fun. It was very funny stuff. I loved that, and it was great. And so for his birthday, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get you some. Oh, I didn't tell him this, but I was gonna get him some. I was gonna get him the Toa Anika sets, like the complete collection. And the year before that, so like last year, I got him Jawler on his own, which was just because Jawler. He's Jawler, great. And I figured, hey, I might as well just complete the set. So I got him the full 6 set of the rest of them, which included a second Jawler, which I was like, I could give it to him, but he already has a Jawler. So I can keep this one, and I can have my own Jawler. Because again, I love Jawler. It was such a great series. Made me love that Bionicle as a whole. And it was just awesome. It was just super cool. And so I was like, okay, this is a win-win. Let's do it. It was like $200, but I was like, hey, you know what? It's for a birthday gift. I'm gonna give it to you. Because, he's my brother. Cool dude. So, got him for him, and they came in the mail, and I was like, okay, whew, this is awesome. I opened the thing up, and the first one I got, the one Jawler, it came together, so I was expecting the same thing, as they showed pictures of them built together on the website, and they didn't say they were going to unbuild them for you, but they were unbuilt, all individually packaged, which is cool. And I kind of like that, because the building of the Bionicle is one of the more fun things you can do. And then after that, you kind of just got a really cool dude, which is great. But the building is always fun. And I was like, okay, I should build them all to make sure that all the pieces aren't like going to brittleize and break when he builds them, right? It makes sense. And so I grabbed my Jawler out, because I'm like, okay, I'm going to build my Jawler. It's going to be great. And as I'm putting them together, I notice one of the pieces is chipped. So it can sit on it, like it's his leg joint. It can sit on that piece, but there's a chip. So if I move it too much, his leg's just gonna fall off, and it might break even more. Sucks. And I was like, shit. This is I imagine it's because he probably just ripped him apart like a maniac, trying to take him apart to put him in the bags. Which fuck that, and that's messed up. It was very obviously broken too. Like it wasn't like it was fine, and I tried connecting it, and it chipped. Then it was chipped when I took it out of the bag, which is just a problem. It shouldn't have happened. Basically, that's what I'm saying. And I was like, oh god, I really hope the rest of these are fine. And to the good luck aspect of this, every other one had no obviously broken pieces. But to bad luck, the one that I wanted, the one that I was getting out of it, had a broken piece. But at the same time, I didn't really care too much. I'm glad his were fine. But as it turns out, Hookie, one of the same kind of like pieces that connects a lot of the pieces together, was also pretty chipped. It isn't broken yet, but it is very much so chipped. So we're probably gonna have to I'm gonna have to find a way to like hot glue it together or something before it completely just falls apart. Which sucks. It sucks that has to happen, especially with the two main characters from like the show we used to watch with them all on YouTube, which is it blows. But we still have them. They're still there. They exist, and they're cool. And he built them all, and he's really happy with them. And I'm really happy that he likes them. And I'm just happy they all sort of came out okay. But again, the fact that any of them were broken in the first place sucks, because they weren't broken. They didn't look broken in the thing. They said they were going to be used, which is fair. But it didn't say they were going to be broken, so he definitely broke them, taking them apart So why would he even do that? I don't know. Maybe it's because it saves on packaging, I guess. Because they're pretty bulky when you finish them. It just sucks. It's stupid. I disagree with their plan there. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's still a good gift. He's still happy he got them. And all is good in the world. So, good stuff there. And that's about all I have for today. There were a couple things, but they're mostly just about how stupid my camera gets. Like, it freezes when I'm trying to do something funny on camera. It'll freeze at the worst point. Or the amount of times I've tried to record stuff and the mic's off, and I actually just looked at the mic now with panic in my eyes as I'm like, oh fuck, did I even record this? I am. I'm talking. Hello. It's happened more than it should, especially with Stranded Deep in conversation. Like, there's been at least 2 or 3 episodes where I literally just didn't record. I just forgot to turn on the mic, or I forgot to hit the record button, and I'm just talking for like 30 minutes, and I'm like, ah, shit. And actually, one of the first episodes I did, with the grocery stores or something about grocery stores, I literally talked over the entire thing, and then I go to edit it down a little bit, and there's no audio because I completely my mic was turned off. I didn't have the mic set up correctly. So I was like, fuck, and I gotta just rant to myself, which honestly was fun. I didn't hate doing that, and that's pretty much the method I do nowadays. I talk and then I play, but this time I played and then I talked, so I kind of had to cut myself off at some point, which I might have to start doing, because at this point it's kind of getting ridiculous how many tangents I go on, but it's fun. I'm just here to talk and have fun. But yeah, so that happens a lot. And then sometimes I walk to work, and again, I always walk. Pretty much I only walk to work, and sometimes it rains, and when I don't get a ride, shit in my bag gets rained on. Even if I have an umbrella out, it doesn't matter. You know, rain can suck a dick. It's basically all I have to say there. But that's about it. So if you guys have any crazy luck stories, again, this is gonna be something else, and I don't remember what it was gonna be, but it was just. I just figured I need to talk about this because of the sheer luck of the blue raspberry dum dum incident. Which still blows my mind today. I don't know how to think of it. I don't know what to do. I still have them all in his bag. That's definitely probably covered in ants at this point. Hopefully not them. Because, I mean, the blue raspberry, I'm not going to not eat them. But I also don't really want to eat them. So who knows? I'm not going to waste them. I'm just going to throw them away. I rewrapped them all. So we bought. With that, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in to this episode of Stranded Deep in Conversation. Sorry nothing really happened. Next episode, we should be back on course of actually doing stuff. So thank you all again, and I'll see you all next time. Bye now, everybody.